to hunting. God took that away. He broke that off. Now I gave all my guns away, all my knives, well, except a couple that I use, but I don't hunt anymore. All my equipment's gone. And that was a big part of my life. And God called it an idol. He took that away. He don't like idols. He hates them. Because your idol, it was meeting needs in my life that he wanted to meet. That's an idol. God broke me through disappointments. Big disappointments. I'll give you an example of just lately that he broke me. He took my wife. That's a life-changing breaking.
Sorry about that.
You don't mend that overnight. My heart's still broken. I lost my job because I retired. But that's a big change, huge change. I lost my church because I moved away, moved here. Branch. I miss those people. My heart's still down there. I lost my house. I sold it because now I had to move from there to Paradise. That's why I'm here. So they're all huge changes. And another one I forgot to mention. I was dedicated to hunting. God took that away. He broke that off. Now I gave all my guns away, all my knives, well, except a couple that I use, but I don't hunt anymore. All my equipment's gone. And that was a big part of my life. And God called it an idol. He took that away. He don't like idols. He hates them. Because your idol, it was meeting needs in my life that he wanted to meet. That's an idol. You can't worship God in an idol, any idol. Because he's not going to like that. So he's going to break it off. And he's done more to some people than me. I lost my wife. Some people, maybe they lose somebody in their life, like their own life is like Johnny Erickson Toddy. You know her?
No.
She's crippled from here down. And God took that away from her. And she's paralyzed. And she's glorifying God right now. And sometimes he can hit your body. Paralyzed or a disease or whatever. God is God. He can do what he wants to do. Daniel 4:35 says he has his will among the armies of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. Well, that's a sovereign God that does that. And God is sovereign. See, I believe strongly in the sovereignty of God, and most people have a problem with that. God is sovereign, but we're not like puppets. He'll change the circumstances and your will like that. Like, suppose I filled this place up with hornets. You'd willingly leave, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would too. But he didn't affect my will. Like, it was his will that his son go to the cross. That was his will from the creation on. But when he went to the cross, those people that put him on the cross were guilty. They were fulfilling God's plan. But they willingly did it. They exercised their free will. So free will, or that the will of man, runs side by side sometimes with the sovereignty of God.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you at some point about seasons. I heard people mention it. I feel like I just had a season end in my life, and it coincided with he put something on my heart that I had to pursue. I don't want to go into details, but like put something on my heart that I had to pursue. And it didn't work out the way I thought it would, but you know, it was heartbreaking. And it felt not only heartbreaking, it felt like it was like he broke my heart and then gouged it out with an ice pick 100 times, but then sewed it back together. And I actually liked that he did that. And do you feel that when God puts something on your heart or leads you to something, that is how a season is that usually or just sometimes how a season is structured in your life? Or maybe I'm jumping ahead. Maybe I should ask, what first is a season to you in terms of like how God makes seasons happen?
I think, in my understanding, that he orchestrates the circumstances. And then when you're in it, it could go either way. Joseph, he orchestrated those circumstances. And you know what Joseph said? In the end, he said, "You meant it for evil, my brothers, but God meant it for good." That's a good illustration in the Old Testament. Another one on free will. You can think about it and grow in grace and study all you want. Pharaoh. God told Moses to tell Pharaoh, "Let my people go." And you know what Pharaoh said? Nah, I don't think so. But after about 10 plagues, he said, "Get out of here. I don't even want you in my country." He exercised his will. You weren't going to break King Pharaoh, the leader of a whole area. He was a powerful man. But God broke him. God can break your will and orchestrate circumstances to let his people go. And even though Pharaoh said, "Hey man, I don't want them leaving after all. I'm going after them." They come up against the Red Sea. Where are they going to go? I got them. Pharaoh dried up the sea. They went through. The water came back and Pharaoh's army drowned. That's all in God's plan. I can see it. I can see it.
You bring up Joseph. It's funny, somebody pointed that out as like a comparison to my situation like a few months ago. And he brought it up that it's about active waiting, and that's how a lot of faith is.